I don't think he's faster than me.
Right. How hard are you training?
I train every day.
Can you go?
Just when you thought you'd seen it all in the boxing world.
Pascal, get my money, Jake! Get my motherfucking money, Jake! Get my motherfucking...
Here comes a fight so bizarre it makes wrestling storylines look Shakespearean. It's Jake Paul versus Iron Mike Tyson. We're about to dissect this potential money grab. One questionable uppercut at a time. Is it a fight for the ages or a shameless scheme designed to drain your fight fan funds? We're about to find out. The big announcement. The internet collectively choked on its morning coffee when the news broke. Mike Tyson, the Iron Mike, the baddest man on the planet, is trading leather with YouTube sensation Jake Paul on Netflix. Tyson will be stepping back into the spotlight to duke it out with the young gun, Jake Paul, who's barely out of his 30s. This epic showdown will be live at the 80,000-seater AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the stomping ground of the NFL's Dallas Cowboys on July 20th, courtesy of Netflix and Most Valuable Promotions. Tyson himself appears to be itching to go toe-to-toe with a guy who's practically half his age. In fact, he's been keeping an eye on Paul's boxing journey and is genuinely impressed. Referring to Jake, Tyson said, "He's grown significantly as a boxer over the years, so it will be a lot of fun to see what the will and ambition of a kid can do with the experience and aptitude of a GOAT." Every good brawl needs a bit of bureaucratic bobbing and weaving, and this Tyson-Paul dust-up is no different. The Texas fight commissions are still scratching their heads over how to handle this one, seeing how Iron Mike is pushing 58 by the time the fight rolls around, which throws a bit of a wrench into the whole professional fight classification. Reactions. But the guys at the Texas fight commissions aren't the only ones getting dizzy from all of these. You could practically hear the record screech of bewildered boxing purists. Iron Mike, the same guy who inspired both pants-wetting fear in opponents and a pop star-like following, the guy who trained like a man possessed and strategized like a chess grandmaster. Did someone forget to tell Mike Tyson he's already cemented in the Ultimate Badass Hall of Fame? The man's a statue-worthy legend. We're talking chills down your spine. Wow, that dude might actually eat his opponent's ear. Kind of fearsome. What is Jake Paul thinking? Tyson wasn't just a knockout artist with a mean glare. This cat trained like a man possessed. If you haven't seen a Tyson fight, well, let's just say you missed out on greatness. Jump on YouTube and check out all these boxing enthusiasts' talks about Prime Mike Tyson. It is like watching war veterans recalling war experiences from the past. You could almost say the interview sessions are a testament to men being capable of emotions. Every talk is laced with passion, excitement, and nostalgia. And now we've got this boxing royalty. A living legend stepping into the ring with a dude who rose to fame online. So what's the deal? Is he trying to floss some fancy footwork for Gen Z? Are those hammer-like fists yearning for some old knockabout? Or is this a strategic knockout aimed at securing one last eye-watering payday? Motivation. The Tyson versus Jake Paul July showdown is definitely not a heavyweight title clash pulled from the dusty archives. Boxing has always been a sport that transcends generations. For starters, take your mind back to the Rumble in the Jungle. Ali knocking out Foreman. 1 billion people tuned in for that. Or how about Pacquiao versus Mayweather, the biggest pay-per-view brawl ever? Yeah, boxing has a knack for grabbing eyeballs. But lately, things have gotten a bit more interesting thanks to the rise of celebrity boxing. This ain't exactly a new thing, mind you. Remember those wacky celebrity fights back in the 90s? But lately, it's exploded like a viral video with 1 million views. This whole trend owes a big thank you to Jake Paul's older brother, Logan Paul. Remember that whole Floyd Mayweather fiasco in 2021? Yeah, that was Logan getting his hand raised. Though some might argue Mayweather raised his bank account instead. But little bro Jake has emerged as the YouTube boxing champ, racking up a respectable 9. One record with a highlight reel full of KOs that would make even a jaded fight fan wince. His last 2 victories against professional boxers, Ryan Borland and Andre August, were particularly brutal bedtime stories. So while Jake might not have the experience of a seasoned slugger, the dude can definitely sling leather. Iron Mike, on the other hand, last graced the ring in a proper brawl over 2 decades ago, and his most recent dust-up was a bit of an exhibition yawn fest against Roy Jones Jr. The fight happened in 2020, while Tyson was already pushing 55, stalking a 51-year-old Jones around the Staples Center like a lion with a touch of arthritis. It was 8 whole rounds with barely a crowd to roar them on, and it was almost a recipe for insomnia rather than a night of fistic fury. But hold on to those skeptic gloves, because that exhibition match still raked in a cool $80 million, and it seemed that even a past-his-prime Tyson could pack a financial punch. Financial possibilities. Now, the Jones fight might have done a mesmerizing $80 million, but check this out. The Jake Paul fight, on the other hand, is dangling a possible $300 million carrot. That's almost 4 times the amount from 2020. That kind of cash could make even the most wrinkled old boxer lace up his gloves again, especially considering the first Jones fight was a certified moneymaker. Think about it. Nostalgia, internet hype, and the chance to witness a legend still knock someone out. That's a recipe for a pay-per-view bonanza that would make Floyd Mayweather blush. Supporting the theory of a potentially huge payday, Jake Paul had this to say in his statement: "Tyson is one of boxing's most notorious fighters and biggest icons. We're about to produce the biggest fight in history. A fight in the biggest NFL stadium in the US, broadcast live on the biggest streaming platform in the world. A testament to all we've accomplished in such a short amount of time. If you ask us, all of those quotes scream moolah and nothing else. And with the fight months away, the decision to go ahead with this bout is yielding dividends. The resale market is already buzzing. Now, if you're down for a chance at witnessing history and you want one for those nosebleed seats, then you'll have to punch up a cool $239, according to the fine folks at Vivid Seats. But if you crave a front row seat to witness history, then prepare to loosen your belt a few notches, because we're talking $4 to $6 grand. It's all about Benjamin's baby." The winner. But then again, is this a whole lot of hype for a paycheck? Well, let's not pretend Iron Mike is out there slinging knockouts for the love of sweet science anymore. The man's a legend, sure. A boxing Mount Rushmore resident with a chiseled chin to match. But hey, even legends have to pay the bills. Sure, some folks might be bummed about Tyson slumming it with a YouTube boxer. It's a bit like seeing your favorite 90s rapper collaborating with a mumble rapper. But here's the thing. For the casual observers, Tyson's already won this fight. Why? Because this whole circus is basically a giant commercial for vintage Iron Mike. Now, boxing's had its fair share of knockouts over the years. Remember the shady judges, the fixed fights, the whole Don King era? But back in Tyson's heyday, the 80s and 90s, boxing was electric. Sure, it wasn't all sunshine and knockouts, but it was undeniably entertaining. Nowadays, boxing is a mixed bag. A few amazing fighters mixed with promoters, more interested in theatrics than the actual sport. And yeah, maybe a YouTuber or two thrown in for good measure. But look at it this way. Tyson's fight with Paul might not be the glorious heavyweight championship clash of his youth, but it'll do one thing for sure. Remind everyone of the sheer brilliance and maybe a touch of the brutality that was Mike Tyson in his prime. So, is it a shameless money grab? Probably. But it's also a chance to relive a golden age of boxing. And that, my friends, is a knockout we can all get behind. So, that's the 10 bell on this round. Is the Tyson-Paul fight a shameless money grab fueled by YouTube hype? Probably. Is it also a chance to witness a legend climb back into the ring and remind everyone of his glory days? Absolutely. Will it be a perfectly matched brawl for the ages? Well, we'd have to wait until July to find out. Do you think Mike will win this fight, or Jake Paul will make the legend look like an amateur? Share your thoughts in the comments below.